Previously on The Other Dungeon. The party tried their hardest to gain access to the tunnels hidden beneath the donks, but failed, then decided to visit the bar to ask around about the Black Swan, before visiting a few shops with possible connections, and being redirected instead to Karam's familial home, while Eriku tried to make an honest living selling falafel. And now, The Other Dungeon continues.
Do you want to pray to Ayamide on the way to your parents' house?
Yes, I'm going to pray the whole time.
Alright, roll diplomacy to pray with Ayamide, or religion. Diplomacy or religion, whichever one you like better.
May your goddess hear you.
You may catch a blessing.
18.
Alright, so with that, you will know that your God is all about bringing things to the light that are in darkness. So you grew up knowing if your parents were into something shady, and now you think it's probably been confirmed. So if you could somehow bring their bad actions into light, you would feel justified in that. That's a good thing to do. Proving to them they're evil, pointing out their evil deeds. If you can bring that stuff to light, and okay with your God.
You're like Donnie Brasco.
Do it! As we approach her parents' house, I try to sniff the air to see if I smell Pesh. 2.
Like a classic Pesh addict, you're sniffing around, but you don't smell it. And you got 24 hours, well not, at this point maybe 18, 16 hours to need it, but you have until tomorrow when you wake up as you're going to need it again. So until you wake up tomorrow, you're okay. But yeah, it doesn't hurt to look for it. So until tomorrow morning, they're fine, but you keep an eye out for it, you don't smell it.
I look for security.
Alright, perception check.
20.
Natural 20.
Yeah, you're just like usual, your parents' house has 5 servants that also double as guards. So there's a doorman, a butler, a maid, a carriage driver, and a servant boy that all double as protection.
I see the servant boy and I wink at him.
I was the old lady of the board.
I guess I'll lead the way towards the front doors.
Alright, you'll be welcomed by the doorman who will ask who your friends are.
These are my friends who travel alongside me for a while now, and I brought them here to meet with my family.
Alright, the doorman will ask if he should let your mother know you've arrived.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
He alerts your mother. So you're greeted at the door by a very plain, dark-haired looking woman, Bridget, who will introduce herself to you guys.
Hello,
Bridget Calath. So Bridget introduces herself, lady of the house, welcomes you, offers you all teas and treats and stuff. You're in a fancy, waiting area, living room type area, on fancy upholstered furniture, gilded. It's fancy, not quite as fancy as Arag's house, but pretty fancy.
My family's legit, though. I'm not into people shit. As far as I know, maybe we'll take a deeper look into their finances.
I'm just bad at doing stuff. Bad lawyers.
Yeah, so you guys are all sitting around, your mom's glad to see you, glad to see you've made friends. We know you had trouble making friends growing up in the northern part of town here. You didn't seem to make a lot of friends in the shopping district growing up.
Yeah, they're not hairstylists.
Yeah, they were all more interested in, importing and selling goods, and you were more interested in doing hair. You just didn't have a lot in common with the people up here.
I love buying and selling. I love stealing stuff. Importing, exporting. Alright, Mom, I just want to get to the point. I'm on Pesh. We need a job. And we've heard you have some dealings with the Black Swan.
Oh, diplomacy check.
20. Oh!
Alright, she says, I'm afraid you'll have to talk to your father about that. In the meantime, you guys are welcome to have as many finger sandwiches as you like.
I eat a lot of finger sandwiches.
A lot of finger sandwiches.
Would you guys like some drinks? Mint juleps?
I had drinks earlier today. Let's keep this party rolling.
I'm not going to have a drink.
I'll have one drink.
Arog has a mint julep.
Delicious.
Hot tea. Earl Grey. Hot.
You have a hot tea.
Yeah.
Prepared exactly the way you like it by your butler growing up. He knows how you like your tea, so it comes out perfect. Yeah. Alfred's just happy to see you.
No.
Hasn't been the same since you left a few days ago. Your room is still ready for you, miss, if you choose to come back. Your bed's made and everything. You decide to leave this life you've chosen and come back.
It's also tempting. Thank you. So, is your dad here? Hey, Bridget, is your husband?
Oh, he's at work.
Where's he work?
He's a lawyer. He works at the courts, or his law office.
I ain't going around there. Hey,
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I can't go around there.
He says, I usually stick around here myself.
What time does he get off of work?
I wouldn't expect him until much later tonight. But you're welcome to hang around, of course. If you guys want to go up to your room and just hang out up there till he gets here, that's fine. Just leave your door open.
I don't know if I want to bring my friends in my room. You guys haven't changed in
You got 8 hours till she's done, so...
Y'all know where I am.
Maybe we can stay here and rest. And
Erica will probably finish an hour or two after your dad gets home, so... You guys chill out at Karam's house?
yeah, we're gonna hang out.
Yeah, we
here.
just laugh and tell jokes, and I share my faith with Karam.
And I asked Alfred to bring us some elven wine.
I tell her of the glories of Gorum and how devoted I am to my god of battle, fighting, and destruction.
Sounds like a very impressive god out there.
He is.
And I would be very happy to meet that man.
He's my favorite. I felt his presence on the battlefield many times.
Can I look around for a pen and some paper? I'm gonna send Tiki Taka out to go find you and tell you. No, Karen, can you hook me up with some paper and pen? That's Alfred. Alfred.
Alfred will bring you a pen and a piece of paper.
I take that paper and that pen and I write, Eriku, get off work, come here. And I look up, I'm like, Karen, what's this address? And I can send our carriage boy out, right?
Yeah, for sure. You can go pick her up from work and deliver her here if you like.
Nice.
Let me do that.
Alright, you arrange for the carriage boy to pick Erica up from work when she gets off.
Knowing Eriku's run away, I do still write the note and say, hey, come with us. And I tell the boy to go with the carriage boy to
Alright, the boar will ride with the carriage boy, and the carriage boy will take a note. And you guys hang out here until Karam's father gets home, eating snacks, drinking teas,
Oh, these are some good snacks.
Snacks and cheese.
waiting for his father to come home. You guys wait quite a while, but he finally arrives after an hour or so. He's home for a quick lunch, so he swings by in the middle of the day.
You gotta talk to your
My turn
boss.
now? Yeah, you're going first.
So your very handsome lawyer father walks into the house, well dressed, carrying an attaché case.
Hey, Dad. I know it's been a long ass time. We didn't exactly. I didn't leave on the greatest terms, but can I talk to you for a bit, man? About us, like, out of the past being brought up.
I know I work a lot, but I swear I saw you around.
No,
I'm sorry, I didn't even realize you'd left.
Wait, Dad, God.
Oh, well, I didn't even realize you were gone, honey. I'm sorry, I was at work a lot.
Whatever.
You don't come out of your room that often. I thought you were praying or something.
I mean, that's what I was supposed to do, isn't it? Anyway, whatever. My adventures while you were working so hard. For the job. I tried so hard, Dad. I tried. I'm on the spot.
Well, it's okay. You've always got a place to stay here, you know that. Who are your friends?
Well, that's the thing.
I'm Arrow. I'm a fighter.
These are my
Nice to meet you, young man.
my friends I've known for a little while. I'm not gonna say exactly how long. 1 week.
Oh, new friends. I'm delighted. And then he sort of like waves over one of the servants and does sort of an eyes motion at them, as if to say, keep an eye on these ones.
How big is that?
The servant nods.
You can direct me, Sam, an old woman. I was wondering if you could possibly be kind enough to see if you had any work for us. Any kind of work. Like,
Any kind.
anything like birds and they're
Well, you're not really qualified to work in my office, but I guess I could ask around. I mean, what are you skilled at? I mean, you never really showed any aptitude towards anything. That's why I was afraid I'd be taking care of you forever.
Yeah, lately I stabbed a woman, and I do not think I had it in me.
Do you need representation?
I can do anything now.
If the guards hassle you, just, mention my name. Yeah.
Mr. Kalad, I'm a skilled fighter who's been intimidating people left and right my entire life. I wonder if you could find some work for, a guy like that.
You look familiar. What's your last name, son?
Bloodmore. Nope, that was...
Bloodmore, eh?
The orc side of my family.
Of the High East Bloodmores?
You betcha.
Oh, I know your father. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, son.
Always great to meet a man of your stature.
So maybe I could use someone like you in my employ. A big strapping young man like yourself.
Exactly why I'm here.
Sometimes my clients need protection. I could offer some jobs like that for you.
That could maybe pique my interest. We were wondering.
Do as a group?
Probably. If you knew anything in your dealings as a lawman with any characters from the Black Swan?
Diplomacy.
And you run.
2.
I failed.
I suggest you don't ask questions about things like the Black Swan. If you're serious about working with me, you know when to keep your mouth shut.
Hey,
Okay.
hey. Alright, Dad. He didn't mean anything by it. Hey. I don't like you to be my friend.
Yes, young lady. Ma'am.
Oh, go on. I had to keep my mouth shut.
That's a quality I appreciate in my daughter or my son's friends. Whatever you identify as, I still love you, and you're always welcome to live here. I don't mind taking care of you. You're always worried you'd never make anything of yourself, so if you ever need a place to stay.
Well, I mean, I need a place to stay, and me and my friends need a job, Dad. And we want to do crime, because everything else is boring now. And I stabbed a person, and I've got that grabbing lust now. Crime, yes.
I've got some spare lemons in the fridge. If you want to make a lemonade stand out front of the lawn, you and your friends could maybe sell lemonade to make some extra money or something. I don't know.
Can I take him up on the lemonade stand?
Yeah, of course.
I would like to take you up on that lemonade.
Oh, please. I like that. You show initiative. Maybe I could find a job for you down at the office.
Yeah, I'm really good at convincing people like you.
Karam here never wanted to have a lemonade stand. I always said, I'm trying to give you lemons to make lemonade with. It's a life lesson.
I go in the backyard and pick all the lemons and steal wood from their fence and build a lemonade stand and start selling lemonade out front of Karam's parents' house.
Alright, roll me a craft check to build a lemonade stand to see how well made it is.
Office, you know I got that craft shit. Hold up.
But your craft is alchemy, I believe.
I can use alchemy to build one from the stand. Hold on. I also have.
Oh, you do, yeah.
And I got alchemy and brewer because I'm brewing some lemonade. Oh yeah, fancy lemonade. Some 9S lemonade plus 10 plus 1. My
Alright, and where do you get your water from?
I make it myself because I can create a gallon of water.
Alright, so you make 2 gallons of lemonade, you go outside and sell lemonade while everyone else sits inside. Your father sees your friend go outside and do this like right away after she says it, and acts very impressed. So she's going places. She's kind of old, but I bet she looks like she can work. Still, and here you are sitting on the couch, eating snacks and drinking teas.
I feel like my friend that you haven't met yet would be really great for studying the complex one called Dad. Wait till you meet my other friend.
Oh, you're making all kinds of friends now. You've gotten a lot more social recently. That's good. It's good to see you getting out more, really.
Aren't you proud of me?
Very, very.
Hey, I'm still praying a lot.
Well, that's good. At least you're praying outside of your room, I guess. You have anything else before he goes and eats his lunch?
I don't want to like threaten your father, but I'm about to. That's what I'm trying to do, not be creative at it.
So you only had an office
He's
job?
got some protection jobs for me.
Oh, protection job.
Yeah.
For just you?
Well, I'm sure, I guess we don't speak to the clients, but I'm sure that, they might not mind. Maybe it's a big job.
Do you want to go along on these protection jobs?
Yes.
Roll a diplomacy to see if your dad would let you go along on these protection jobs as well. So, hey, I could do it too.
What? Natural one.
No, these kind of jobs aren't for you. I don't want you associating with my clients. It's not really your thing. It goes against everything you believe in. We'd get in a big argument about it. I don't want to go through that again. We haven't spoken in quite a while. I thought you were mad at me still, so about the things that I do. So I don't want you to get involved.
Alright, so I'm not going, and he's going.
Yeah. Whenever he finds not right now. So whenever he has a client that needs protection, he'll hit you up.
Oh, God damn it.
So meanwhile, Eriku finishing up a day of making falafels. Roll me a d20 plus a blank profession. So,
Good. 4.
all right, you make 4 golden tips
Hey,
for your day's work.
Oh yeah. Can I pocket some falafel to bring home?
Roll me a sleight of hand to snag a little falafel on the way out.
2.
Oh.
I only rolled a 9, but that's better than a 2, so you're gonna get seen taking this falafel. Maybe roll a diplomacy or bluff to try to get out of it.
I'm gonna try and get out of it. Drop it on the floor.
he got that
But I'm gonna use that roll again for a 19.
And what do you say with a 19?
This looks like it was nibbled on by an animal, and I'm just gonna throw it away.
Oh, that's more of a bluff. So what was your bluff score?
19.
Yeah, okay. He let you get away with it. It's already got a bite out of it now anyway, so what's the no harm, no foul, I guess. So you walk out with your half-eaten falafel. And whenever you leave work, there's a carriage outside, a driver, and the hog waiting for you.
I'm so excited to see my friend, the boar. I run right towards the boar.
Hop up in the cart. The carriage driver takes you back to Karam's home.
Yo, what up?
You're welcomed inside to join your friends.
Can I tell the board to come sit in the lemonade stand chair as they walk up?
Yeah, roll perception check as you walk up to see if you see the lemonade stand, as a matter of fact, before you go in the house. Alright, you spot the old lady, your friend, the Kefo selling lemonade as you ride towards the house.
How much is your lemonade?
You can have this lemonade.
What? I take the lemonade and I drink it.
We sit the carriage and the board to come pick you up.
Alright,
I didn't get a question.
you drink lemonade and head into the house.
Drink it up. And I go in, go in the house.
Alright, do you want to close up shop for the day or do you want to keep selling lemonade?
I want to go to lemonade.
Okay, keep selling lemonade. As Eriku rides to the house.
Urku to my dad.
Yeah, and you leave, the board stays behind with you? Tiki-taka? Alright, Tiki-taka and Kefo sell lemonade together. Eriku rides into the house, joins her allies in the waiting room. Your father has gone to the dining room to eat, so it's just your group sitting here now. He has not greeted your new friends yet, but all of your needs are still being met by your servants, so...
Hey, Urku, welcome to my parents' house. Do you want anything to eat or drink? We got whatever you want. Larry here will get it for you.
Yes, food would be really great because I had a shitty day at work because I only got 4 gold in tips.
Oh, man.
And I'm pissed off.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, not real work. Let's keep trying.
Well, do you want something sweet to eat or like dinner food? Like,
I'm starving.
alright, Larry, ham.
Alright,
Yeah.
ham is delivered.
Yes, and I eat the ham. Barbarian style.
Would you like to come meet my dad?
Sure.
Okay, right. So,
Alright, you go to the dining room?
yes.
Just you and Eriku?
Yeah. I start wrapping up my lemon in a little private little bit.
Alright, so Eriku, you go with Karam to meet his dad as he's finishing up his late lunch, to go back into work. He's got some more late cases to try. You walk in, he greets you, shakes your one hand.
Hey Dad, sorry to interrupt you. I just want you to meet my new friend, one of my new friends, Eriku.
I nod at Karam's dad and hello. I'm like, how you doing?
Just fine. It was a pleasure to meet you. Where have you been all day? Why weren't you with the rest of the group?
I was at work.
Ah, hard-working type. I like you. You need more friends like this.
Yeah, Karam's a pretty great friend. I gotta admit.
What do you do for a living?
I was working at a falafel stand.
Oh, which one?
The one.
I don't know. Say so much.
The one out in the docks. Not very profitable. I gotta admit. New
That's a
work.
rough side of town, but they got really good falafel down there, though.
Yeah, I have one on me. Do you like it?
So I tell you what, I don't get down that way that much. I'll give you 5 gold for the falafel.
Sir, you can have it. It's on me. And I hand him the falafel.
He gives you 10 gold.
Can I not be selling lemonade anymore? Can I see how much money I made?
You can. Roll a d20 plus survival.
Survival! I have that.
Or diplomacy, if you want to sell lemonade with charm.
Well, I got a 7.
You make 7 gold.
Okay. I come inside and I take 2 gold and fling it to Karen's dad, and I'm like, thanks for letting me do that driveway. So like smooth.
Yeah, just thanks for paying for the lemons.
And I wink.
Your new friend's alright, Karam. I tell you what, you guys want to do some work. If you've got a good idea for a business venture, I might have a friend that could give you some startup capital. But it's got to be a really good idea. You've got to guarantee you can double their investment.
We are none of that.
These are people that you might not approve of, so you've got to maybe bend some of your beliefs a little bit.
My friends have kind of opened my mind a little bit.
Alright, well, if you're willing to forgive me for some of the things I've done and maybe see a little bit more what this side of business is like, then come back to me with a good business plan and we can get you the capital. I just can't promise it'll be clean.
You're all about forgiveness. All the time. Great.
Forgive and forget.
Forget. What?
You're part of the family now. Part of the family business.
Thanks, Dad.
We gotta come up with an idea.
What do we do
I
now?
mean, our first
Yeah.
idea.
I'm an artist.
Come up with a business plan you can pitch him. He's got to go back to work now, so he leaves. But when he returns, if you have a business plan, he can get you some money.
Okay, so I guess, well, I'll regroup with you guys. Yeah.
Huddle time.
Yeah.
Fill me in.
You can go back to your room, or you can hang in the living room, or one of the various other rooms in this very large estate.
Good for cheese. Larry. Bring me.
Cheese plate delivered.
Yes, you're so quick.
He's on it. He was always your favorite manservant.
Hell yeah.
Is there a balcony overlooking the property that we can chill on?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
The property isn't very large, but there is a balcony.
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's check it out.
Larry, stay close. Not too close.
Larry, can I have some wine?
He'll look at his Karam to see if it's okay.
Yeah, Larry, go get it.
All right, with your permission,
The finest one.
Yeah,
I think a modest glass of wine.
we'll bring you all wine. You guys will have afternoon wine and cheese and talk about your business plan.
What if we open a fidget spinner shop, but it's a fine for drug movie?
I love it.
Fidget spinner shop? It'd just be a little stand.
Handcrafted.
Started.
Well, carpentry as well, and like
I can paint them.
Yeah,
I
all the
paint them.
signage, like all that shit.
Yeah.
Do all our size. We can find a building that maybe is over one.
Where are we gonna get fidget spinners? None of us can make them. I can make weapons. That's my craft. She can actually make shit.
Oh,
We
shit.
can just go chop some fucking fidget
Wait,
spinner. Bro,
let's just open a restaurant.
what's a fidget spinner?
Bar. I'm a brewmaster. That should be
That's gonna take a little while. We can set that up. It's gonna take a little while, but we can set that
I
up.
can still paint.
We should definitely get your beard thing started.
Yeah.
Because
Wait,
you gotta-
we can start a bar.
NSDs are possible.
A bar in the drug hustle. If we can establish a spot by that tunnel access,
Yeah.
that's our key into the underworld
Okay.
of drug money hustling, which will take us back to Slime Boy territory also. Open it up. We can do it.
Okay. What
We have magic on our
what
side.
can we actually make? We're going to what?
I'm gonna try to nature local role for a property, old property area we can put town
Access the tunnels.
in this area of town.
So we can. We have like already fucked with their shit, which is one reason why I don't know how well our
Yeah, I don't
tunnel
think we should
is.
go back to these tunnels.
Okay, we're gonna try to pop
I
it
think
somewhere
we
else.
kind of them for a while. I think since we're up here now, we should try to find anything going on
Okay.
and then set up a little shop.
Sell drugs to rich people?
No, get
Rich
to the
gangsters?
tunnels, move
We
it.
just want to find some place for
Because
tunnels.
the last one imports stuff to the docks. So we're trying to move their contraband to the docks for them.
That's pretty solid. Well, yeah, that's a pretty solid way to get into a criminal organization. I can always tell them I shot a man in the streets to give myself some street cred. Because I fucking did. I'm wanted. Still have the gun.
Can I do, I don't know which one would be best, like the local or the geography one or whatever, but can I try to find, like, remember
Yeah,
tunnel areas? For
yeah. For you, that could be history, dungeoneering, local, geography.
I have +2 in geography. We're gonna go with that one. Just gonna happen. It's a 7, 8, 9. I got a 9.
This part of the town has changed a lot since became a rock. You don't really recognize this area very much. You know it'd still be hidden in stone somewhere, but there are a lot of stone buildings on this side of town. You know, stores and stuff. So it might have been worked into a building somewhere or in the streets. Might be harder to find here.
Can I draw her a map or something? Like,
I'm gonna roll to see if I know where any tunnels are. I have none of those skills but fucking overwhelming.
I'm looking around. We're on the balcony.
Hey, there's a tunnel over there.
Yeah.
I got a fucking 20, natural 20.
And for what skill was that?
We'll go knowledge dungeoneering because this is actually a class skill that I have.
Alright.
Bonuses in it.
So you've heard a lot about these tunnels, and you would know that there are two. There's one on the east side of town and one on the west side of town. And you know that there are no exits in the high east. They try to keep the Black Swan out of that area of town.
Okay, so we can't get to the.
The Black Swan usually use the tunnels to avoid the high east so they don't get hassled by guards.
Okay,
What's it that was?
cool.
Go to the west tunnels.
Yeah, I guess we
Go to
can.
the west tunnels. What do you see, Erod?
Well,
With your
I know
light
that
healer
there are
eyes.
tunnels from the west and in the east,
Okay.
but the east is really different from the east.
Oh.
There's guards and shit there. The high east is not where I'm from,
Is
but
that where you're from?
that's where I'm from.
Oh.
I know that shit. West is
Do
okay.
you want to talk about it?
No, I don't want to talk about it.
You don't know where the entrances are, but you know that you've heard the rumors there being two tunnels
We'll try to
that are
find
not
out.
connected.
Yeah, I would like to go to the west side of town, which I will get there because I know which direction is north all the time. So,
Yeah.
Nice. So you're looking for the entrance to the tunnels?
yeah, I'm going to the west. I'm going to go look for them tunnels. I'll send you a board with the address.
Okay. Yeah, go
So he's
ahead.
gonna hop down from the balcony, or?
I'm going to go through the front door, please.
All right, you and the boar leave through the front door. And where are you headed? Just west?
I would like to go towards the west of this older looking part of town and use some perception to look around, please. I got hella perception. Hella perception! I got
Natural 20.
right, as you head west, there become fewer and fewer shops and more homes. It does look like all the homeowners here are shopkeepers or the people that own businesses in this part of town. Pretty opulent, pretty similar to the one you just left. A little less so the further west you go towards the wall. They get a little smaller, but still pretty nice compared to a wooden, the shacks in the woods or that place you slept in the South Donks, which is a small apartment. None of this looks familiar to you. Like I said, this has all changed a lot since 100 years ago.
Can I sense out the tunnel? Can I use my boar's nose to try and find the tunnel?
Possibly.
I take that back. I'm going to detect magic within 60 feet around me, because if it's a fucking magic tunnel with a fucking tattoo, that's goddamn magic.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is you're going to detect magic near a lot of the shops, and near the people's homes. You do sense some magical sensors on some doors, things like that. So there's magical items all around, and that's just kind of like a cone in front of you. It's going to be hard to pick out the tunnel itself in particular. You just sense magical energy kind of all over town as you head west.
Is the magic getting stronger?
It's varying degrees of magic depending where you put it. It's not like a very large source drawing you or anything like that.
Sigh a little bit and look around and walk into the nearest bar.
Roll a knowledge local to find a bar.
1.
This is not a bar. You've just barged into someone's home who has pulled a gun on you. Time to roll for initiative.
I'm so sorry, man. I got a 6.
Alright, I got a 17, so I get one shot off on you while you say, I'm sorry, man. I rolled really low, though. I rolled a 4, so that's going to miss you. So a bullet comes whizzing by. The guy's obviously on a great shot. Do you want to try your I'm sorry, man diplomacy?
I just want to back out of his house.
Alright. Roll me an acrobatics to, jump back out of the door.
This is very top of your list.
I got a 2.
Alright, you trip. But you don't fall down. You just sort of stumble out of the door. So you don't fall down until you come out of the door. You're not going to take any damage. You're just going to kind of fall down on the front porch.
Okay.
So you're outside of the house now. I'm not going to say prone, but I'll say falling. You're down on one arm, like breakdance style. You're not all the way down, but you're tripping.
Can I just walk away from this?
He's going to try and fire again. This time I got a 14 versus your touch AC, actually. 10 plus dex mod.
-2.
Alright, so 8. So that's going to be a hit.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to do 5 damage to your old lady's body.
Oh my god.
She gets hit in the stomach by a bullet now as you trip back out the front door. But you're on the front porch. You can keep running. You can do whatever you want, but that guy got a shot off on you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run. Me and Tiki Taka are just gonna run the fuck away from the situation.
Alright, you flee.
In my wound.
Alright, you hold your wound and you flee. You want to try and heal yourself?
Yes.
Alright, roll a heal check to try to pull the bullet out and all that stuff, or maybe make sure you went all the way through.
+5.
23?
3, yeah.
Alright, yeah, that's good enough. You're able to bandage yourself up, the bullet went all the way through, it's clean. So you don't regain any hit points, but you do stop the bleeding and you look, properly bandaged yourself at least.
I'm gonna use my light cure because I only have 8 hit points.
You can drink it.
That's my life cure.
Oh shit, it is. Can I give that to you?
No, half my.
Well, bitch, I might have to buy you another one. I'm about to die.
Better.
What?
I mean, if you're out of trouble now, you're not getting shot, you're not bleeding, so if you wanted to try to get back to Karam's house and rest, you wouldn't have to drink that potion. He's not still coming after you. And you're not bleeding because you did a heal check.
Don't walk into anymore. Can I use my virtue to gain 1 temporary hit point?
Yeah, that's an ability you have to do. You can cast it on yourself.
I'm gonna use that virtue hit point.
You cast Virtue on yourself, you get a temporary hit point, and do you run back to Karam's house?
No. Fuck that.
Where are you going?
I'm looking for them.
You looking for that tunnel? We can roll another check, maybe, since things have happened now. So you can roll another check. History, dungeoneering, nature, local, geography.
Geography, 11.
You don't know much, but you know you're too far west. You're near the wall now. And you know that the tunnels were mostly built once this dome was created. That all the other tunnels were much deeper in the ground and harder to traverse than these shallow tunnels that you guys are trying to get into.
Alright, well then I'm gonna turn around and walk back eastward towards the house. I'm losing blood, sorry, I can't remember what I'm doing. Terrence's house, but I would still like to look around as I bleeding walk back.
So perception check.
18 plus 5.
On the way back, you pass a store. Roll me a linguistics check. Or do you speak Dwarven?
You know it's
Yes.
Oh, well there is a Dwarven shop here. You'll recognize the name of the shop. Denny Goldbender's Fancy Jewelry Shop.
Oh, sweet.
You'll recognize its fine Dwarven work. Lots of thick gold chains, fancy thick rings with spinners.
Do I just know this brand, or do I personally know the family that runs this?
You know neither, but you recognize it as Dwarven, and you know that as a dwarf, if you're looking for something if anyone would know something about these tunnels or history about these tunnels, it would be a dwarf who would have been passed down this knowledge. If it's not someone in the Black Swan.
Okay, can I go in there?
Yeah, you go in the dwarven old shop.
Okay, I go in, I'm all wounded, and I look around to see who's inside. I got 17 plus 5.
There are 10 dwarves sort of milling about this tiny shop. A couple in the back, a couple in the front, but you count 10 sort of moving around. You're a little bit taller than they are in your humanoid body.
Yeah.
But there's a couple in the room with you.
Can I tell who is working?
I mean, they all seem to be working. They all seem to be wearing the same uniform.
Okay. And I say something to let them know I'm really a dwarf.
You can try to. That may be diplomacy to approach one of them and tell them you're really a dwarf.
I'm looking now. I gotta be there for my friends. I got 18.
Okay, yeah, you're a dwarf. You got any proof?
Yeah, can I just show them my rock?
You want to hawk up your rock?
I want to reach into my throat and pull it out, show it to them, and then put it back in.
Okay. You reach into your throat and pull out your rock.
So then they'd be like,
Finding yourself another 24 hours so you have to crap it out again, or 48 hours. So you take your rock out, you put it back in, they're like, you eat rocks. That's not a thing dwarves do. That's kind of racist to assume that it's because you can swallow a rock
Shit!
that you're a dwarf.
Can I show them my club stick? My club stick, man! That's totally a dwarf thing. No, fuck all that. Can I just use some diplomacy? Just tell him? I don't know. I knew his great-grandfather, Osif Bakakakus. He was a great man, and I fought with him during the Giant Wars. And it's their family's duty to take in the magic druid, the Kethojet.
Alright, diplomacy.
I got 17.
So they'll start asking around if they've ever heard the name Bakephodet, and one of the older brothers will speak up. There is a story, legend of if Bakephodet ever shows up, to throw him out, or her.
I just wait my
Never
hand.
forgive Bakepho for what Bakepho did during his giant wars.
No! Oh no. Fuck! I just look him up and leave, bleeding still. I walk back to Karen. Dad. Oh.
So you leave the gold store, back to Karam's house, and reunite with your buddies.
I think our goal, like our front for this like drug operation that we're gonna try to do, is we're gonna make blessed birdhouses and sell those. We can chop down some wood and have her like whip together some, passable birdhouses. They don't have to be legit.
she can
Red.
red,
We
yeah.
paint them all red.
She can do our signs and everything too.
So what I would like to do is there anywhere I can chop down some trees around here, around Karen's house?
Legally?
I mean, I'm not against doing things illegally, but if there's a legal lumber area that I can get to.
Wood supplies you have to have imported. There is some wood in the Donks Forest, but it's illegal to cut there.
I can't even chop down a tree.
I chopped down Karen's parents' bed.
What are you doing with your lemonade stand? Is that still up and running, or can we
I
use
have
that
it.
for
It's
a
in the
birdhouse?
yard. It's in the yard.
Can we use that for a birdhouse?
Yeah, it's in like a week.
Nice. Oh.
I'm sure once he notices that it's been messed up for this lemonade stand, he'll be upset, but...
Like, it's research and development, Dad.
Yeah, you wanted me in the job. Yeah, let's do this. Birdhouse is out of her lemonade stand.
So your dad returns home tired from a long day of work and says he talked to one of his business friends, gets you a loan of 1,000 gold, or whatever business proposition you guys have, if it sounds like something you could double his money.
Our plan is we're gonna make these beautiful birdhouses. I learned carpentry, so I can make the birdhouses. Eriku is an artist. She can paint them, and she can also do all our sign work and letter work for our shop and whatever advertising we need.
Yeah.
And then Erog is gonna be our muscle work, and
The rest you don't know about.
yeah.
Alright, so that's diplomacy from you and Bakefo.
While they're talking, can I ask Alfred for some paper to paint on?
I got 40. I got 12.
Alright, so he's not so sold on the pitch yet. If you're doing something illegal, I can't know about it, although I totally encourage it. And you want to ask the butler for some paper? Roll diplomacy.
10.
You'll have to ask Karam's father about that. It's from his private supply. Paper's very expensive, so can't just go giving out paper.
Father, and I'm like, can I please have some paper, sir?
Diplomacy.
20.
Nice.
What for?
I wanted to paint a picture and show off my skills as a painter.
You rolled a natural 20, so what I was going to say is, I hear there's always, that art's always a good investment. So I'll tell you what, I'll give you a sheet of paper. Whatever you paint, I get to keep.
I'll be very impressed.
But he gets to keep the painting after you paint.
Okay, I take out my paints and I start painting a picture.
Roll me a craft check.
I got a 15.
Above average painting's pretty good. He likes it. He's going to keep it.
That's just me.
He approves of your painting skills. He says, this is what you guys should be doing, art.
At this point, I whip out my fur coat that I painted "Hire Me" on the back of. I strike out the "me" and put an "ed" on the "hire," and it's like "hired." And I strike a pose.
Strike a pose and tune in next time for more The Other Dungeon.
This episode of Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater was sponsored by our fans and friends on Patreon. Donate today. Keep Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater alive.